This conference will now be
Hello,
recorded.
everyone. Can you all hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Sherry.
Okay, because I can't hear you.
Oh, no.
There we go. I think. Can somebody say something?
Hi, Sherry.
Okay, thank you.
Your voice is matching your mouth, so that's good.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, Mary.
That's a good sign. You can hear me too.
This meeting is now called to order. I'd like to welcome everyone this afternoon. For roll call, Councillor Oslage and Councillor Barber have sent their regrets. We'll now take a moment of reflection and respect, please. Thank you. First item up is the confirmation of the agenda.
That council adopts the agenda for the special council meeting of August 30th, 2021 as presented.
Okay, someone to move and someone to second. Councillor Charlton and Deputy Mayor Andrews. Are there any questions or concerns? Seeing none, all those in favor? And that's carried. Thank you. Are there any declarations of pecuniary interest? Okay, seeing none, we'll move on to action items. And the first item up is report OPNS 1521.
That report OPNS 1521 entitled Contract Award, Elevated Water Storage Facility Municipal Class Environmental Assessment Engineering Services be received for information, and that council award the Elevated Water Storage Facility Engineering Services contract to CJDL Consulting Engineers of Tillsonburg, Ontario, and further that the mayor and clerk be authorized to execute the agreement with CJDL Consulting Engineers following the terms and conditions in the RFP documents and proposal submission.
Thank you. Someone to move and someone to second, please. Councillor Chapman and Councillor Ham. I'm going to turn it over to you, Rob, if you'd like to give us a bit more information about this report, please.
Certainly, Your Worship. First of all, let me say thank you to Council for coming in on this special meeting. As the Council is aware, the elevated water storage is our OCF project moving forward, and we felt it was a good idea to demonstrate to the province as part of that application that we are moving forward. This is something that we've intended to do. And I think that letting the province know that we've started the EA process and have secured an engineer will demonstrate our sincerity towards that grant application. So that is why the special meeting for sure. With respect to the RFP, we put out an RFP for an engineering services for a water tower. This one was a little bit different than the other ones. I would call this more of a high risk project for the town, unlike let's say a road project. So the RFP had the engineers had to clearly demonstrate their technical expertise to be able to do this work. Unlike a road project where once we were sure they were able to do the work, the low bid carried the day. This one, we wanted to make sure, given the nature of the project, that it was kind of balanced in favor of the engineering companies that could deliver us a quality water tower project in EA. So that's how it was scored. It's a little bit redundant, this explanation, because as you can see from the report, we only received one bid. It was from CJDL of Tillsonburg, and we've worked with them for a number of projects over the years, and staff are confident that CJDL can deliver us the project that we're looking for on this water tower. The other thing we wanted to draw to councilors' attention, because it was just a sole bid, you always kind of think to yourself, well, is it market value or are we paying a premium? This bid falls in line with what I would have expected to receive if we had received multiple bids. This was sort of within the estimated range. So I have no concerns with the price or it being a sole bid or the engineer that submitted the proposal.
Okay, thank you, Rob. Are there any questions or comments? Okay, seeing none. All those in favor? And it's carried. Thank you. The next item up is report CAO 4721.
That report CAO 4721 respecting declaration of surplus property 105 White Street be received as information, and that council directs staff to undertake the process to declare 105 White Street surplus in accordance with the requirements of bylaw 3595, and further that staff be directed to present further options related to the 105 White Street at a future meeting of council.
Okay, thank you. Someone to move and someone to second. Councillor Charlton and Deputy Mayor Andrews. I'll turn this over to you. Andy, do you have anything further to add?
Thank you, Mayor French. This is a report just to get the process going to declare this property surplus. We don't have any municipal need currently for it, and there are more options available with this piece of property. So this will start that process. It'll allow us to advertise that it's surplus and give proper public notice. And then there will be subsequent reports brought forward, likely one at their next meeting and another in October, where council will decide whether or not they do desire to list this specific piece of property. With that, I'll try to answer any questions you have.
Thank you, Andy. Are there any questions for Andy concerning this? Councillor Charlton, go ahead.
Through your worship, are you going to keep it all as one block, or are you going to sever some of it off? Do you think whoever might be interested in renting it or buying it, will they require the whole property or just a partial?
Through you, your worship, to the councillor, it is currently registered plan for the full 10 acres. So it would be generally easier for us to sell it as a parcel or to lease it as an entire parcel. There are some things related to the previous usage and the Phragmites on site and just the general servicing review that staff want to undertake before we provide a detailed kind of proposal to council though. So that's what we're going to be undertaking throughout September.
Okay, thank you.
Are there any further questions or comments? Seeing none, all those in favor? And that's carried. Thank you. The next item up is meeting closed to the public.
That council move into a meeting closed to the public at 5:37 PM to discuss the following matters. Item 15.1, Chief Administrative Officer Report CAO 4821 respecting 79 Beach Street East land sale. Item 15.2, Chief Administrative Officer Report CAO 4921 respecting Leslie Avenue properties. And item 15.3, Chief Administrative Officer Report CAO 5021 respecting White Street Industrial Lands. And all three of these items, 15.1, 2, and 3, are pursuant to Section 239(2)(c) of the Municipal Act as amended, as the subject matter pertains to a proposed or pending acquisition or disposition of land by the municipality or local board.
Okay, thank you. Someone to move and someone to second. Deputy Mayor Andrews and Councillor Ham. Are there any questions or comments? Seeing none, all those in favor? And that's carried. Thank you. So we'll now move into.
This conference is no
closed.
longer being recorded.